What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Sal, aka A Perf, coming at you with a bit of an impromptu top 24 cigars smoked. Originally, I was not going to shoot tonight. I'm kind of messing around with camera lenses. As you can see, somewhat of a new background for you versus staring at my brick wall of my living room. But I wasn't going to shoot tonight, but I got it all set up. I'm a little bit excited. Puffing on this Monte Cristo Platinum series and really kind of enjoying it. Bacon spices, some cinnamon, not much on the pepper, but it's there. Maybe white pepper, but just kind of enjoying this. And like I said, I'm late to the party. Most people's list came out, as early as, Christmas week to drop their top 24 cigars. And then, of course, there was New Year's and New Year's Day. My intentions were to get you a video out around that time frame. However, with the holidays, with the family schedule, New Year's, full-time work schedule, just kind of got away from me. Still trying to get a handle on, best time to kind of do these things, and trying to plan ahead a little bit. So 2025 is definitely going to be the building year. We're going to be making improvements. Again, we're building the palette one cigar at a time. So if you've watched my other videos and you've subscribed to this channel, thank y'all. Be sure to share it with the friends. Let them know A-Perf is coming this year, 2025. Hopefully bring us some heaters. Hopefully bring in some collaborations. We'll kind of see what the year entails. But the wild hair said, hey, better late than never. Let's go ahead and give them the top 24 cigars that I have personally smoked. There's tons of lists out there, and hopefully you kind of find mine a little bit interesting. Hopefully there's a couple on here that you have not tried. Maybe you've heard of it or you haven't tried, or, whatever it may be. I will say that a lot of cigars on this list are easily obtainable from like a brick and mortar. You don't need to go out searching for them. I think there's only one on here that can be only ordered online at the moment. But I guarantee you it's worth the wait and the shipping on it. But yeah, so better late than never. Always late to a party. Call it fashionably late if you will. But I'm going to get it out to you. So by the time you see this, it'll probably be around, I don't know what's today, the 3rd, maybe the 4th, or maybe even the 5th. However, it'll be getting to you. And hopefully we go with it. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, this list is no particular order. As I'm going to go down, I'm not even going to number them. I've got about 8 on here. So sit back, relax. If you've got a cigar like I do, go ahead and fire one up. And we'll get through this as painless as possible, yeah? Let's get to it. So, number 1 on A-Perf's top 24 cigars smoked is coming to you by way of Sanj Patel. This particular cigar was gifted to me from DJ over at Pick Jimmy. He texted me one day. He's like, "Hey, you've ever had this cigar before? It's Connecticut wrapper." I was like, "No, never before. I've had a silver, and that was great. But hey, I'm down to try it." He shot one over to me. It is the RS88 Connecticut from Sanj Patel. This cigar has taken the king chair of Connecticut wrappers from me. It is a Nicaraguan Connecticut wrapper, which I have never had. When I looked at the cigar, I texted him right back and said, "This thing looks like velvet. It looks insane." It had the signature Sanj Patel. It had the little big tail on the end and a closed foot. I lit that bad boy up, and at first light, I looked at the cigar like this. I looked at it, and I just nodded my head. Yep. It was creamy. It was buttery, and it had just enough spice for any cigar smoker. If you're new, you're avid, does not matter where you fall in that line, this Connecticut is for you. Any time of day. Nightcap, morning. When I tell you, phenomenal. I smoked that thing down to about till I could not handle on my fingers. That's how good it was. No big changes as you smoke down on it to the first, second, third. Nothing off-putting, nothing. Love that cigar. I loved it so much I went to order it and it's out of stock. So I'm waiting for it to get back in stock. So if anybody from Tip Top is watching, let me know when it's back in stock, because I'm going to buy a few. And I'm going to buy a few so I can share them with friends. That's how good that bad boy was. So that was the Sanj Patel RS88 Connecticut. Next one I got on here is the cigar that actually kicked off the A-Perf channel. I posted a poll, had 3 cigars on there. This one pulled it out. Not by much, but it definitely pulled it out, and I'm glad it did. That's the Foundation Wise Man Maduro, and it is the new Wise Man Maduro. So it's not the, what is it? I believe the first one was a somewhat of a blue. This one is more of the, for easy colors, red. But it kicked off the channel. And this one had the Mexican San Andreas wrapper. The binder, I believe, was Jalapa and Esteli. And then the filler was Esteli, Condega, and Jalapa. The combination of this blend blew me away. Super rich in cocoa, dark coffee, even espresso-like, subtle hint of spice, and the whole strain sat about a medium plus. I will say, ramped up as the tobacco warmed up, but there was no change in that. I mean, I smoked that bad boy towards the end, like every other cigar. When you get towards the end, you get closer to the fingertips, you get a little bit of a chard, and I'm okay with that. But this blend was just phenomenal. I'm glad that kicked off the channel. I'm a big fan of the Maduro wrappers. I like the sweetness you get from it. I like the cocoa. I like the dark chocolate. I like the coffee. I like the espresso notes. Really big hit with the spice. So that's kind of a cigar that really needs no explanation. If you know Foundation and you know Nick Melillo's blends, you'll know. The other one that's worth a mention, since we're on the Foundation subject, is the Havana Seed 142. That is a phenomenal cigar as well. I smoked that one in Orlando over at the Corona Cigar Company lounge. Started out super complex. Couldn't really pinpoint a whole lot. There was just so much going on, but it was just so good. I definitely want to revisit that now that they're in stock at some of my brick and mortars. And then I've also got an Esteli in the humidor kind of hanging out that I want to smoke. Maybe do a comparison of the two, who knows. But the Foundation new Wise Man, phenomenal. The next one I want to highlight, I had this one in Vegas. We were out there for my wife's birthday. I took this one with me. Kind of cruised around the casino and on the streets. And this one is the Diesel Vintage Natural. So Diesel Vintage has a natural. It's got the Maduro. The Maduro is also good. Didn't quite make my top 24 compared to some of the other Maduros that I smoked, like the Wise Man. But the Natural was a phenomenal cigar. Just to kind of give you, looking at my quick notes here, it is the Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. The binder is Nicaragua, Esteli, and The filler, sorry, got lost on my notes here. The filler is the Nicaragua Jalapa. Now this cigar kind of sat around the medium plus as things ramped up. So once you got into that second, third, it hit the medium plus, and as you kind of went into that the last third, really hit that medium plus level. I would say borderlining full, but the earthiness, the nuttiness. What else do I have on here? Earth, nutty, cedar. There was some little bit of leather in there, which I don't mind. I actually like leather so long as it is complementing the other flavors with a subtle sweetness. And when I say this sweetness kind of rounded it out, it was phenomenal. I smoked that thing down. People were watching me like, how I didn't have like a cigar clip or anything. I mean, I think I was just, pinching. But a phenomenal cigar. I think I walked around the casino a little bit, did a little bit of gambling. I finished it off over over by the link. They got all these restaurants and stuff, and we wanted ice cream. I decided I wasn't going to get ice cream. I wanted to finish my cigar. So, Diesel Vintage Natural, solid pickup. Right next to it's going to be a Maduro. I would suggest grabbing both. The Maduro is still good, just not good enough as a Maduro to make my 24 list. While we're on the subject of Maduros, another one. This one comes by way of Los Statos Deluxe in the Maduro. And I had the big boy on this one. I don't remember, but it was a big boy. Now, the Los Statos Maduro is rocking a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. The binder is going to be from Nicaragua, and the filler is going to be Dominican Republic and Honduran, which is an interesting blend. Interesting enough that this thing was a chocolate bomb. And when I say chocolate bomb. From first initial light to working its way to the first third, it was just chocolate. And I'm going to even go out as far like fudge. And you know how rich fudge is. I can't handle fudge, but in a cigar, I can definitely handle it. In real life, excuse me, no. Super rich chocolate, fudge, dark roasted coffee, and the sweetness actually came from the tobacco. There was a little bit of white pepper spice on it, just enough to balance everything out. Through the retro, it was there. Definitely didn't burn nostrils. Maybe enough to open up the sinuses, if you will, but that all the way through. I was definitely surprised. But this Maduro, man. Solid stuff. This next one, I believe it made everybody's list in 2024. It was anywhere and everywhere. It was being talked about, and it could be because, this year Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust kind of really hit everybody. They were just everywhere. Everything that Saka was putting out, the Mi Querida, the Red Meat Lovers, the, everything, including the Umbagog Bronzeback. So if you look at my last review, it's the Umbagog Bronzeback, and I'm comparing it to the original, which I believe is still the green band, but the lettering is silver. And I go on to talk about the differences between the two, being in the wrappers used. Now, the wrapper used in the Umbagog Bronzeback let the spice shine through and really dialed down on the sweetness. It didn't take it away, but it dialed it down to enough where the spice that it did have was the main note, I should say. But still a great smoke, great burn, great line. It was creamy, smooth, bold in spice. At times it was earthy, a little bit of woodsy, and the subtle sweetness. Now the subtle sweetness I did compare to was I had just eaten the caramel popcorn. So that was super fresh on my mind. Not fresh on my palate because it wasn't the same day, but I could recall it very well. And that's what I picked up from that cigar. The Bronzeback had that caramel popcorn sweetness that you get in the gift packs that you can pick up at your local grocery store or Walmart, whatever. And it was great. It was, great cigar. Highly recommend it. If you find it, pick up about 2 or 3 of them because you're probably going to want those. And then also pick up the original. The original is going to be a little bit on the sweeter side. Not so much spice showing through. It's there, but it's basically the roles were reversed. And I really, really dig that. I like spice. I mentioned that I'm a big AJ Fernandez, which is funny because AJ Fernandez didn't make my list. Maybe 2025. But nonetheless, the Umbagog Bronzeback made my top 2024. So I've got 3 more to go. I'm really digging this Monte Cristo. Was it enough to kind of on the spot overthrow anything on my list? No. But an enjoyable cigar, in case y'all are wondering. That's where I'm at with it. It's all around. Seems like a medium body. Earthy, baked spice. I'm digging it. Kind of wish I had a coffee or if you watch my last review, a chai tea. Well, don't let me catch you sipping on a chai tea. Because the minute y'all start posting, I'm sipping on a chai tea, you know where it stemmed from. Your boy. I'll take credit for it. Anyways. So one that I smoked in 2024 that is kind of a staple for the old heads, staple for the new heads. It should be in everybody's humidor, whether you're just starting out or seasoned or a veterano, as I call them. And that is the My Father Flor de Antillas. Super, super, super solid guitar. If you don't know, what to get, you can always pick this one up and have a great smoke. It is a Nicaraguan sun-grown wrapper, and then the binder and filler are also Nicaraguan. So I would say it's sitting on those lines of a Nicaraguan puro, which is always a good choice in a cigar. The Flor de Antillas, you can't go wrong. Baking spices, pepper, slight leather, woodsy. It's creamy, sits about a medium strength. Just an all-around solid staple. If you don't know what to get, you see this, pick it up, put your favorite cut on it, sit back, relax. You're going to be all right. It's going to treat you right on a Saturday night. The next one I want to mention, it is the Sancho Panza Extra Chido. Kind of a cigar that took me by surprise. This was part of the first bomb that DJ kind of gifted me. And the first one that I just kind of picked out. I was sitting on my back patio, kind of like where I'm at now. Fired it up, not knowing what to expect. And what I got was a super creamy, super smooth, great smoking experience. This one is rocking an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. The binder is Nicaraguan and the filler is Dominican and Nicaraguan as well. So it's about a medium strength, mild to medium, I would say. And that's me. It could hit people more on the medium side, but this was like mild to medium for me. Super smooth. I believe I had it with a coffee. I had some creamer and some sweetener in there. So it hit just right that evening. I'm not sure what I was going through at that time, but it was good stuff. Very earthy, very peppery. There was a great nuttiness to it. and some subtle sweetness. It's not too complex. It's just a cigar you can kind of sit down, kind of like the Flor de Antillas, maybe a little bit on the sweeter side, versus that, I guess, woodsy from the My Father that you would get. But I mean, a great smoke all around. I definitely keep one in my humidor just in case I have guests over or family come over, like, hey, let me enjoy a cigar. It's something you can hand them. It's easy, it's palatable, and just a great enjoyment all around. Kind of brings me to the last one on my list, and a bit of a sleeper. I think a lot of people know about them. Again, me being fairly new, I guess you can call me a new head to the cigar world and reviewing on the YouTuber thing, is the JC Newman Brickhouse. So recently been turned on to JC Newman, really liking the JC Newman factory, what they're putting out. I've definitely had a couple. Well, I've actually really only had two. I've had this one, the JC Newman Brickhouse in the, I guess it would be the Claro or the Natural. And the other one that I had was the Angel Cuesta, which is out of the JC Newman factory as well, which is a phenomenal cigar. I actually just remember that one now, so I'm going to throw that one in there as a honorable mention, I guess people would call it. But the JC Newman Brickhouse Claro was a phenomenal cigar, and it's using what JC Newman calls a Havana Subido wrapper, and the binder and filler is Nicaraguan binder and filler. And my best guess to interpret that wrapper is going to be a Habana wrapper. So this was just all around smooth blend. I remember smoking this. I was on the patio with my nephews, and we were watching, I believe, a Saturday night football game. But super easy. Again, sitting around the medium side, just riding that medium all the way through. Great notes of pepper, some little light on the cocoa side, some of the lighter, I guess you would say milk chocolate, and then probably like a light roasted coffee on that one. A little earthy at times, a little bit of wood, but still a phenomenal smoke. A great one for, again, keeping in the humidor for guests. Maybe just, hey, I think I'm gonna smoke one. I'm gonna go cut my lawn. Solid all around cigar that you can keep in the humidor. Pick it up at any time. Give it to anyone at any time, whether they're new or experienced. And I think that wraps up my list. So, quite a few cigars that are on the medium plus side. Nothing too crazy. Nothing that you have to, go on this deep dive search for that you can't obtain. You can go into your local brick and mortar shop. You can pick any of these cigars up at any point in time, and not have to worry about, this is a special occasion cigar because it cost me yada yada yada. None of those are along those lines, and I think that's what's probably going to set my list apart from a lot of these other lists that are going out from other channels. But that's not to discount any of those cigars or any of those channels' top lists. Those are all great, phenomenal cigars. I just haven't had the pleasure of smoking these. My list simply consists of cigars that I have smoked. What we're doing here is we're building the palate, and we're doing it together, whether you're seasoned, whether you're new. That's what we're here for. It's a learning experience. We're going to have some chats. We're going to have some conversation. So not just straightforward, hey, cigar review. I may go off into a side tangent and just go on to something, that happened during my day, or something that happened during the work week, something that makes it relatable to you. Hey, let's sit down, smoke a cigar, let's have a chat, Drop the comments in below. Easy as that. Let's build the community. Let's get everybody together. Let's herf. Let's have a session. Let's just have a good time and have fun. I think that's a big important thing, is having fun. Well, no matter what it is, whether you're smoking cigars, you're working full time, you're with the family, if you ain't having fun, what's the point of even doing it? But I'm having fun doing it. Y'all are having fun watching. I appreciate everybody that leaves a comment, everybody that likes, anybody that even leaves feedback. I'm open to it, and I'm here for it. So let's do it all together. If you like what I'm doing here over at 8perf, like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, tell your friends, hop on over, and be on the lookout for more reviews. We'll see you in 2025. Stay blessed.